Dorothy and Boniface are planning their wedding and things are moving on smoothly. And on their way to one of the wedding planners' office, they met this strange man looking for a cab. Sadly, Dorothy asked Boniface to stop the car, and whilst the car stopped, she recognized this strange man, walked up to him and called his name as D-Face. D-Face looked lost and Dorothy had to remind him how they knew each other. Fortunately, Dorothy reminded him that they attended the same university in Nigeria. And sadly, D-Face also remembered her face and started to chit-chat, exchange contact whilst they were trying to catch up. Boniface walked up to them and asked Dorothy to speed up that they are late to their meeting. Quickly, Dorothy immediately ended the meetup whilst they exchanged their contact together. When Dorothy and Boniface got home, Boniface asked her who was that, and Dorothy had to explain to her fiancé about who D-Face was. Boniface was not interested after getting to know that he was a classmate back in the university days. D-Face called Dorothy to have a dinner date with her to try to catch up and have some deep conversation. Whilst they got to the dinner date, they were trying all their best with having good memories and also catching up with good old times. Dorothy asked D-Face what he was doing in South Africa. D-Face said he is here to hustle. Things have been hard, and with all his degree, he has been finding it difficult to find a decent job that can feed him and his family. Dorothy asked whether he was married. He said no. And Dorothy said, well, she is preparing for her wedding. And the guy he met the other day was her fiancé. D-Face congratulated her and wished her all the best. Dorothy immediately said he needs to forward his CV to her email and try to find every means to get a job for him because her father has one of the successful businesses in town, and she will try her best to find a link, if not in her company, maybe in one of their friends' company. D-Face was happy to hear about this, and Dorothy and D-Face had a good time. Dorothy came back home and it was really late. Boniface was not happy why his fiancé came back late. Dorothy explained, but Boniface was not happy to hear her explanation, and also because she went to meet her supposed friend. Boniface did everything, but Dorothy tried to calm the situation. Boniface, after some few days, went to meet a strange girl, trying to have a good conversation, only for him to start kissing this girl called Yvonne. Apparently, Boniface and Yvonne are dating, and that is the person she actually loved. Yvonne immediately had to remind Boniface to be fast with the wedding and their plans because things has been delaying. And apparently, Boniface and Yvonne planned this whole wedding thing together. The trick is that they will marry Dorothy, which of course Boniface will marry Dorothy, and in turn try to take away half of her property because Dorothy is being the sole winner and sole owner of the biggest company in town, which of course her father has willed everything in her name. So the plan is that Boniface will marry her and take half, or if possible take away everything from her. And then, of course, himself and his girlfriend Yvonne will abscond with everything. Boniface and Yvonne had a deep conversation and tried to speed up their plans because it has been long time coming. Boniface was also preparing to speed up things because in as much as everything is going on well, D-Face coming into the picture is going to spoil everything. So he is trying his possible best to make sure that things go according to plan. D-Face suddenly and quickly was employed by Dorothy's friend or sister company, and this was all because Dorothy connected him to that particular company. D-Face was happy to work in the said company. This was the same company that Dorothy also linked Boniface to. So D-Face and Boniface are working in the same company. Now, after a few months, D-Face started seeing some differences and attitude from Boniface, and he started suspecting that he is not genuine towards Dorothy. D-Face was trying to make his own conversation, but Boniface was not interested. This was another red flag for D-Face. Now he tried to do his own investigation, and luckily one day D-Face witnessed Boniface and Yvonne kissing in the bathroom. This was the point where Boniface tried to threaten D-Face to mind his business. If anything he has witnessed today and he tries to tell Dorothy, then he will kiss his job goodbye and also kiss his visa and his residency in South Africa goodbye. This was a big threat to D-Face, and he did not know what to do because this was a big secret. Whilst all these secrets were being held, Boniface was having another plan. This plan entailed defrauding the company and accusing D-Face of being the one doing it. And this was done successfully. D-Face was found guilty of stealing certain amount from the company and he was sacked. Dorothy, on the other hand, could not believe that D-Face, who she knew was genuine, could do that. D-Face tried all his possible best to explain to Dorothy that he is innocent, but Dorothy did not hear because evidences were placed, and his signature, and of course his sign out and sign in were all placed as a result of what Boniface cooked, and of course he was found guilty and he was sacked from the company. Dorothy had no other way than to detach herself from D-Face. D-Face again called Dorothy and tried to explain things to her, but Dorothy was not ready to listen. Then D-Face said, I have something else to tell you, and this had to do with your life and your fiancé. At this point, Dorothy had to give the benefit of the doubt and met with D-Face. Here D-Face told Dorothy that Boniface is not genuine and he has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend and him have planned other things to do to her and her father. She could not believe it and still continued to date Boniface. In the long run, Boniface killed Dorothy's father. This was when the father was gasping for breath when he needed his asthma inhaler. Dorothy was on her way back and Boniface was with his father. So at this point, he did not give the inhaler to him and this killed him. Dorothy could not believe it, but yes, she lost the father. Now she was vulnerable and Boniface could do everything in his power to eliminate her as well. Whilst Dorothy was mourning the loss of her father, she was trying to recall all what D-Face told her about Boniface because she knew her father was healthy before she went out that day. And in that regard, she tried her possible best to be extra careful with her fiancé. In this regard, she placed security cameras in the house without the notice of Boniface. And as things are going on smoothly in the space of Boniface, thinking that he has everything covered. And one day he tried to poison. He actually poisoned the drink he was trying to give to Dorothy. But things did not go as he planned. He gave the drink to Dorothy to drink and accidentally and unfortunately he was caught. Dorothy did not take the drink inasmuch as Boniface tried his possible best to convince her to take the drink. Now he was caught red-handed and was asked to confess, and in that space, D-Face came in with his own evidence of when he saw them kissing, when he saw Boniface and Yvonne kissing. So he gave those evidence to Dorothy, and that was how Dorothy was able to put everything together and place security cameras in the house without the notice of Boniface. Now, Boniface knew that he was caught and there was nothing he could do, so he immediately confessed and said all he wanted was the money and the company. He did not fall in love with Dorothy, he's not in love with Dorothy, and Dorothy has also refused to sign some documents that will allow him have some access to the company. In that regard, she was not doing his bidding, so he resorted to poisoning her. Dorothy said after everything she has done for him and his family, is this how he is going to pay him back? Boniface said, well, you did not have to give me fish, you were supposed to teach me how to fish. And in that is the reason why I had to eliminate you and take the fishing pole to myself. Dorothy said, well, at the end you lost the fish, lost the pond, and even lost how to learn how to fish. Boniface said, well, in this life everything is a risk. Sorry about your father though, but I know in all this you will learn your lesson just as I have learned mine.
Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.